Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tronage, and today we're going to be talking about drone drop for September 2019. We already got in the quad box. We already got in the FPV crate. Will drone drop become king of the hill? Want to see? Stick around. Alright guys, it's like a 1, 2, 3 punch because we got quad box, we got FPV crate, and now bam, we got the drone drop box in for our lovely, lovely consumption. So, here's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be bringing you all up in close. We're going to unbox this together live and in person in vivid, wonderful color and go over what's inside. Then we're going to be doing a little bit of a cost analysis to see if the value is here and what it's worth and if you got what you paid for type of thing, and we'll talk about it a little bit. But before we get started, slam that subscribe button. While you're at it, hit that bell icon. Makes finding my videos a whole heck of a lot easier, helps support the channel, and keeps you in the know when I post videos like this one. Alright, so you want to see what's in this box? Well then come on in. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got our drone drop, and as it always says, it's got premium parts. Alright, so we'll do a little flipperoo. Let's break open this seal. Little pre-open on that flap action. You ready? I'm ready. Let's do it. Wow, that's some pretty cool stuff right there. Digging the sticker sheet this time. Lots of cool stuff going on there. But enough of that sticker sheet. Let's move on. All right, so right off the bat here, it looks like we have a goggle strap by Ethics. And if I can find where it opens, it's probably going to be a Fat Shark style. But let's take a peek and figure it out together. Yeah, it is a Fat Shark goggle strap. Pretty cool. Nice wide band. Fabric feels kind of soft. It's got the little spot for you to put your battery, and it says Ethics on the back. Now, personally speaking, I am a fan of the Newbie drone one, so that's what I'm rocking on my Fat Sharks right now. What's nice about it is it has this, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's got like, you can get a glare on it from the lights. There you go. That little like rubber on there, so it doesn't slip as much. It kind of holds it a little bit more snug on your face. I just kind of like that feeling. This one, I do like that it has a wider strap, but it doesn't have anything. It is soft on the inside though, so I'll have to give it a whirl and see how I like it. But that is a pretty cool thing. All right, coming up next, I'm going to save this stuff because that looks expensive. Let's go for some props. So let's look at these props first. We got some dowel props. We got a couple colors here. Hopefully they're all the same, but we'll see. We have a Cyclone 5145, 5145, 5145. Bam! All the same, just different colors. So we got crystal red, we have crystal turquoise, and crystal turquoise. So 2 crystal turquoise, 1 crystal red. They're the Dal Cyclones 5145s with the Popo action. Pretty cool stuff. Loving it. Loving the Dal Cyclones. All right, next up, we got a battery strap on here from quadquestions.com. Let's take a peek at that real quick. Been getting a lot of battery straps lately. Same story as the Oh My God one. It has no grip whatsoever. It's just smooth and flat. I guess that's the standard surface for printing. Makes printing on them very easy. Let's check size. Seems a little bit smaller, but still sufficient than what you'd really want. You might, yeah, it's a little bit smaller, but it really depends on your application, your frame, what kind of battery you're using and stuff. But for me, it feels a little bit on the smaller side. All right, what else we got here? Okay, we got a big heavy thing and this thing. So let's see here. This doesn't say anything on it, so I'm now more curious about what this is. So there's nothing written on this, but it feels like it's a tool, to be honest with you. Feels like it might be a flush cutter. So we will open this up and we will see. Yeah, that's what we got. We got a flush cutter. Not flesh, but flush cutter. What's interesting, came in a Team Black Sheep thing, but it's clearly not a Team Black Sheep product. It's a PlayDoh product, model 170 pliers. So that should be making finding this pretty simple. But I am a fan of the flush cutters. They're great for when you're doing your wires, a little snips. When you're doing a little through-hole soldering, you poke that little wire through the hole and you solder it, and sometimes you have a little too much wire coming off, you can just clean that up. Tons of uses for these. I have a ton of them, and you know, getting another one, hey, that's no big deal because I will definitely use it because I have them pretty much in every bag on every tool bench and ready to go. So that's pretty cool. And last, but certainly not least, we have a ESC Vive FPV. That's really all I can see on it. It's a BL Heli 32. Okay, so we got a Vive FPV 60 amp. That's huge. 60 amp ESC BL Heli 32. It's compatible with 2 to 6S. That is crazy. And again, has included the low ESR capacitor. They give you your battery lead. They give you the cable to hook it up to the flight controller. So I think you got pretty much everything in here you need. And then you obviously got your little bit of instructions in here. So that is a pretty cool thing. 60 amps, that's crazy. All right, so to recap, 60 amp ESC, the flush cutters, a battery strap, the Ethics Goggle Strap. We got 3 sets of props and the sticker sheet. Let's run some numbers and see if this was worth it. All right, I know you're dying to know the cost analysis of this box, and it is a killer. Not so much. Here. There you go. Now, surface value looks kind of good, but we'll go through line by line and you'll see why I'm saying it's not so good. But first, the props. We got 3 packs. These are my go-tos. These are my Dal Cyclones. Personally, I do a little 50-50 action. These are the 51-45s. Kind of like, you know, I haven't really decided which ones I like better, but my Dal Cyclones, it's where it's at. I love these props. Loved having another pack, or 3 packs, I should say, of those. And please, please change your props. If you crash, you ding them, you nick them, you bend them, just change it out. Don't fly with broken props. It leads to more problems, more trouble, more headache. Do the right thing. All right, next up, we got the Quad Questions battery strap. So this one, I basically, since in the last box we did that had the Umagod straps, and I quoted them as being $1.99 for 2, I figured, well, this is only 1, so I made it 99 cents. It's kind of like a dime a dozen, and it's a little bit small in my opinion too, so I don't know that I'd ever use it, but hey, you know, whatever, I'll throw it in there for $1. Next, this guy, the Ethics V2 head trap. Now, you notice it's tagged in a little bit of an orangey, peachy color, and that's usually what I do when I want to draw attention to certain things. The reason is that because this strap is basically $16. Okay, that doesn't seem like much. Until you look at the Newbie drone strap that I love to use, and it's $4. Yep, you go to the Newbie drone website, they got this strap on there, $3.99, $4 for this strap. So, $16.4. Now, one thing I like to look at when I'm thinking about values and costs is that if something's, let's say, like $5 and something's $10, well, the $10 item, if they're the same type of thing, then $10 item better be twice as good because I can buy 2 of the $5 items. Well, in this case, we have a $4 item and a $16 item. That's 4 times the price. Now, Is this Ethics strap 4 times better than the Newbie drone strap? I really don't think so, and I'll tell you why. Number one, I mentioned earlier when we were opening it, this has like the little grippies on the back here. And what's nice about that is it kind of sticks to the back of your head. It doesn't slide up and fall off or slide down and go around your neck so you get weird pressure points. It kind of just stays right where you put it, which is nice. Also, it is thin, but there's an advantage to that. Like, you would think having a thicker strap is more comfortable, but it really isn't. And the reason for that is because when you put this on your head, there's the wideness of it. I don't know if you can see. I mean, don't know quite how to approach it. But if I, like, this is how the goggle strap would be. I'm holding it right where it would be on my head. And if I look to the side here, you see how it's like hitting in my ear? Because it's wide. And on this side, I'm getting this buckle like on my ear. So I hope you're able to see that. But essentially what I'm trying to say is these buckles and D-rings and stuff, because they're so wide, so I put them on my goggles and I put it on and I was like, oh, this is not so good. Now, I mean, maybe if you have a different shaped head, maybe if your ears are maybe a little lower and your eyes are a little higher, it gives a little bit more clearance. But as far as where your ears are to where your eyes are, mine are kind of right in line. So if I put this strap on my head, it sort of feels uncomfortable pushing down on my ears. So it requires me to fix that. I have to wear the strap very high on like almost the crown of my head, and then I don't have that issue. But then I have another issue, which is because the back, I mean, it's very luxurious. The part that doesn't say ethics, it's either side with the logo. This side's very soft, but what being soft means is also kind of slippery on your hair. So when you wear it up high, it has a tendency to then slip forward, and it feels like the goggles are not really secured. So a wider strap is more comfortable on your head because it's less pressure for any given square inch, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my head, but something doesn't line up good with this. And then the other thing is that the quality's a little off, because there's one part on mine where like the sewing is crooked. Like, I don't know if you can see that or not, but right here, that stitching is crooked. So it makes it want to be like that kind of like weird angle. Instead of it being straight, it's like crooked. So that also was like another factor into this. Like, the bottom line was, I don't think it's 4 times better. I really don't even think it's 2 times better. I mean, I currently own both, and I'm going to continue to use the Newbie drone one, so I would say that makes it no times better. So the reality here is that I'm happier with a $4 item than the $16 item. That being said, if we plug in a $4 item into that box for the value, it drops the total a little lower, and we'll get to that when we talk about the total. However, this is what they included, an ethics strap, and if you want the ethics strap, that's the price, so I'm going to stick with that as far as this box is concerned. However, if I was making a purchase of a goggle strap, I would spend the $4 and get the Newbie drone one instead of the $16 and buying this one. I just found it to be a little bit more comfortable. That being said, let's move on. The next thing we got are these the PlayDoh Cutters, the PlayDoh 170s. These are quite literally a dime a dozen. If you go onto Amazon and you just type in PlayDoh 170, you can get these in all sorts of like quantities. You can buy them one, you can buy a box of 10 of them if you want. And the prices ranged because obviously depending on how many you're buying, you know, the price will go down. Like I think if you bought like 10 of them, they came out to be like $3 a piece. And if you bought like one, it was like $5 or $6 a piece or something like that. So I figured just, you know, average all the, you know, the highs and the lows together. And that gives you an average value of what it costs, because you might go on there and you might want to buy one. You might go, like, personally, if I didn't already have a bunch, I would probably, if I knew these existed for $3 a piece, if you bought 10 of them, I probably would have just bought the box of 10. Because I keep one in my 3D printer, I keep one in my bag, I keep one on my workbench, I keep one by my soldering station, I keep one with my hobby stuff, I keep one by my, like, Warhammer stuff, so when I'm building those things, I gotta clip things, I use these to clip things off plastic sprues. I mean, they're great for tons of purposes, so I would have probably stashed them all over the place. So, you know, I figured like a $5, $4.99 price is a good benchmark for just a good set of clippers. And I'll tell you, they work really well, they clip really good, and I'm happy to have another pair. And then lastly, that brings us to the Vive FPV ESC. It is a 60 amp ESC. It does come with a low ESR capacitor. I think it's only 470 microfarads though, instead of like 1,000. Usually they're 1,000. So maybe they just felt, because there are a lot of capacitors on the board itself, so they just maybe thought you didn't need the 1,000 microfarads. But overall, I mean, it looks like a pretty good ESC. I got no complaints, and it's pretty cool having a 60 amp one. So on those really aggressive builds where you got like beefy motors and an aggressive prop on there, and you really need to, you know, pull that amount of amperage through, it's cool having a 60 amp ESC. 4-in-1, that is. But overall now, couple of things I want to bring to light. Number one is, you know, usually with these Team Black Sheep drone drop boxes, there's usually a little bit more of a Team Black Sheep presence. And then every now and then they throw in like their affiliates or their partners or whatever like that. But, you know, even looking at the box, you feel like there should be a Team Black Sheep product in the box. And really, the closest thing we came is either, if you want to call a, you know, China clipper stuffed into a Team Black Sheep bag a Team Black Sheep product, or, you know, the Ethics strap is kind of like a Team Black Sheep product. But, you know, I don't know. I just kind of feel like this box was sort of lackluster. It didn't really have the Team Black Sheep pizzazz or presence really in it. It just seemed like some stuff they had laying around. And if you look at our cost analysis, that sort of supports that, because as I've said before, my benchmark is $20 to $25. Now on the surface, you look at this and you say, okay, 27 bucks, we're good, right? Yeah. Yeah. But this guy, remember this strap? If you take away the 12 bucks that it costs over a Newbie drone strap, you're at like $15 or $16 bonus. So $27 is the face value of what this box has, but the at least in my opinion, it's more of about $16 worth of value, because this is not worth $16. This is like a $4 or $5 item, if that. And personally, like I said, at $4 or $5, I would 100% get the Newbie drone one over that one. Yes, this is very luxurious. Yes, I can see why it has more manufacturing, but I think it's sort of like, it's over-engineered. You know, you don't need so much sewing and 2 D-rings and a buckle and everything. Like, there's a lot of parts to making this, and that's probably why it's more expensive. The Newbie drone one is really just a strip all sewed up with one little buckle on the end. And it's very simplistic to use. It doesn't have all the parts, doesn't have all the extra sewing to put it together. And I think that's what makes it great, is it's super comfortable and it's inexpensive and it's cool, you know? So, all right. That's really all I got to say. I don't want to make this all about the Newbie drone strap. It's just I kind of was annoyed that, you know, that I couldn't believe that the price that this strap was. So that's my take on this. So as I said, I'm going to keep everything as its face values for the sake of comparisons, because that's, you know, I think the right thing to do in this instance, because someone may say, I want to support ethics and have the ethics strap, because let's face it, when you have your neck lanyard or your goggle strap, that's a part of like what you're displaying and people can see, so that gives you a sense of attitude and what you like. Personally, I use the Newbie drone lanyard and the Newbie drone goggle strap because that's what I like and that's what I would want to portray to the public looking at me. But if you wanted to support ethics, you'd probably have the ethics neck strap and you'd probably have the ethics goggle strap as well. But I really think this box only is about $15 of value, which is kind of, but shh. So with that being said, now let's compare how things are lining up. So bam, there is your comparisons now between the quad box, the FPV crate, and now the drone drop. Now, if you're new to the channel, let me give you the quick and dirty tour. First column, it's last year. I started subscribing in February, so it's February 2018 to end of the year of 2018. That's what happened. It's never going to change. It's just going to sit there because it's 2018. Second column is from January of 2019 until present day, since I've been subscribing, and they're all in there. However, there's one little caveat, and that is that FPV crate came out in the middle of the year in July. So I figured just so that we can see where FPV crate is fitting into the mix, I made that third column, which just includes from July to present day, snipping out just those months so we can see as a level playing field across all three. The last column is the totals, what happened in 2018 and what happened in 2019 up to present, all totaled together and how things are going. The things labeled in green background, those are the ones who are in the lead, basically saying those are the ones that are providing the most value, and those are the ones that if you're looking for value, historically across the board, those are the ones you should be looking at. So as you can see, Quadbox pretty much is storming the joint and taking precedence, although FPV crate is giving them a run for the money. And as far as comparing apples to apples, looking in that third column since July, they're kind of neck and neck. Now, FPV crate is in the lead, but only by a couple of dollars, which could easily be made up or taken away depending on how the next boxes go for October, November, and December. There are 3 months left in this year, and it'll be very interesting to see. Now, you see Drone Drop is actually pulling it up way in the back of the pack. Come on, Drone Drop, what's going on? You are falling behind, my friend, and you got two other competitors now that are pretty coming in strong when it comes to their value, or at least providing good value. Now, keep in mind, this is including the face values of this box. I didn't deduct out for the ethics strap. This is calling this as a, its face value of $16. So just imagine if I rolled it back and called it $4.99 or $3.99, which I think is what a Newbie drone strap is. So Drone Drop, I think, is starting to slide back a little bit, and it's very unfortunate because, Drone Drop usually has the quality parts, but, who knows? Who knows what do you think will happen in October? Because we got Halloween coming up, things are going to probably be themed, like the stickers are probably going to be all spooky for Halloween, but is Drone Drop going to step it up and be like, hey, we're falling behind, let's catch up a little bit? You think FPV Crate's going to be like, hey, we gave you a little bit of an average one, here comes a big one? Who knows? I will tell you this though, December, you're going to hear it here first. December is going to be the month to look out for because I'm going to tell you, last year, Quadbox hit it out of the park with that set of motors in that box. That was killer. So I'm thinking this year in December, one of these boxes, may not be Quadbox, I think one of these boxes is going to do something killer for like a whole Christmas holiday, Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate, theme box. That's my prediction. October, November might be a little shaky leading up to, so we'll have to see. But overall, I'm going to say that this box was meh. Could have been better. It needed just a little bit of something, because I wish it was like $25 of true value, not $25 worth of face value, if that makes any sense. Because I'm really kind of at the feeling of like a $15, $16 true value box here. And like I said, if it's below 20 bucks, that's when I start getting a little bit grumpy. And I'm feeling just a little bit grumpy with this box. Maybe I'm in the minority, but hey, that's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. So, as always, my name is Tronage. Fly strong.